and we would be, admittedly, we would not be a link show if we didn't have Landon Aydlett from the National Weather Service here to tell us what is going on with the weather. Not just what, but also why. So, Landon, good morning, man. How was your extended fourth holiday?
Good morning. It was too short, and it feels like an absolute Monday today. So, whether it's a Tuesday or not, it's pure Monday for me. So,
There you go.
but it was
Whether
a
it's
great,
Tuesday or not,
relaxing
nicely done.
fourth. Yeah, the weather is very cooperative, and that's the good news. Elsewhere in the region, not so much so, but for us in the Marianas, it's a beautiful day. And I'm going to switch over to our animation right quick, and there we go. So not a bad morning out there, just some passing clouds and isolated showers, really not much to speak of, particularly down to the south. And once we open it up, it's really not a bad day across the region either. But you see those clouds just to our south, and that's with abundant moisture. Of course, it's been ever present across Micronesia. And if you recall, over the last several weeks, I've been talking about this upper level trough that's generating those showers and thunderstorms in the tut cells. I'm going to pull up these wind streamlines showing that trough. And so there's a broad upper level circulation right here, and that trough stretches just across the southern Mariana Islands and then goes on up towards the northeast toward Wake Island. That trough axis is keeping things pretty calm across us, but to the south, it's helping induce those showers and thunderstorms. You see those clouds fuming off of the deep convection to our south. I'm going to switch these streamlines. This is from the upper atmosphere. This is at the surface, showing that convergence at the surface. This is the ITCZ generating the showers and thunderstorms. Elsewhere across the region, not that bad. There is our seventh tropical cyclone of the year, and that's way over here near Taiwan. That's going to be going into southeastern China in due time before any time to really strengthen. Now, if you see the lightning over here, this is Wake Island. This is our next tut cell that's going to be rolling slowly toward the Northern Mariana Islands. That's not going to really have too much effect. It's going to be washing out gradually in the coming days. But later in the week, we could see more moisture. Again, not so much from an organized system, but just from a surface feature coming through the region that's going to help induce a few more showers. So go ahead and cue up the slides, Jason.
Yep, got it.
We'll get right to it. I was pulling up the information this morning and came across some of our historical rainfall numbers, and it kind of caught my attention by surprise. And let's see if you can figure it out. So the headlines for today, not much to speak of. Again, it's a beautiful, quiet start to the week here in July. Risk of rip currents moderate along east-facing reefs, and the Guam fire danger is moderate, and that's going to gradually improve as we get more rain across the region. So the next slide, that's the current conditions. Notice the rainfall. We had about a nickel of rainfall here at the office, but the record for the day, just about a foot of rain. And why do you think we had a foot of rain back in 2015? Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot. What caused our foot of rainfall in 2015? Do you remember?
Back in 2015, that was. Okay, I remember. That's a year that actually, as luck would have it, I actually headed out to the States to go work on my book. And the 3 days that I was gone, we had like an insane amount of like rainfall. When I got back, everyone was like, dude, we had like flooding. We had like everything.
Well, that was with the tropical system. And Farron just texted me. He said dolphin. That was May 15, 2015. But on July 5th, 2015, that was, go to the next slide, Tropical Storm Chan-Hom. That spun up to our southeast and passed through the Rota Channel on July 4th and July 5th. And as it moved through the southern Mariana Islands, it dumped a lot of rainfall across Guam. So that was quite a soaker for that holiday event. So this day in history, July 5th, 2015, that was Tropical Storm Chan-Hom. The next slide shows also another Independence Day storm event.
Whoa.
Remember back in 2018, Tropical Storm Maria. Facebook did a fantastic job sending me these memories yesterday. And I was going through the animated radar as well as satellite showing Maria as it passed right over northern Guam. And then it really started to rapidly intensify once it moved west of us. So you see that burst of lightning in the far right image. That's the center of Maria as it was about to come over the island. It caused a lot of damage in northern Guam and not so much for southern Guam, but that's when it was starting its rapid intensification. and then became a typhoon just west of us. So the next slide, this is the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. That's our tropical depression 07W. It's going to have a very short lifespan as it makes landfall very soon. And then we're also watching a invest area just east of Vietnam. Of course, neither of those are a threat for us, and no suspect areas elsewhere in the Western North Pacific Basin that we have to be concerned about. It's just a trade wind pattern north of 10 North and an active ITCZ to the south. The next slide, the seas and surf, they're going to be pretty tame out there. So if you're going to be doing any swimming, this would be a decent week for that. Combined seas today at 4 to 5 feet, and they'll be subsiding gradually in the coming days with a predominant east trade wind swell for the week. So things are going to be flatlining. No major storm events expected, but we're going to see that surface feature come through later in this week. That's going to increase moisture across Mariana Islands with a little more showers. Not so much a washout, not going to be widespread showers, but it's going to just be more off and on showers in nature. And you can see those typical moderate to briefly heavy showers, and then they move right on by and get on out to sea. So for the week ahead, beautiful day today. Get out, enjoy the sun. If you're not at work or in school or daycare or anything, get out there, enjoy the weather. Isolated showers, east winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, combined seas 4 to 5 feet. And those conditions are going to hold at least through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Then we're going to see the moisture increase across the region toward the weekend, but really not a bad day or a bad week ahead of us. So that's all I've got for you today. Enjoy the week.
Yeah, well, Landon, real quick, I don't know if you caught it. I don't know if you caught it last night in the news, but our Isaiah Uggan did this really interesting story. There's a flock of birds that have now congregated down at the southern end of the island and Melissa, and a lot of people were putting in our comments, and they were like, birds show up out of nowhere. They were like, uh-oh, that means that there's some pretty nasty weather coming. Now, we know you're a man of science, and you got a couple $1 million worth of computer equipment there, but is there anything from the natural side of science that leads you to believe, any evidence and everything like that, that when you actually see birds migrate, that could indicate that there's some not so good weather on the horizon?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of old wives' tales and stuff about animals going crazy, especially in advance of an earthquake. I've not studied too much of that, especially as far as flocks of birds and stuff congregating in places. I know we had, where we grew up, bird churches, and you would see the power lines covered in crows a lot of times, and some people would say that's ahead of major afternoon thunderstorms and stuff, but that was typical back home in North Carolina in the summertime. You get the daytime heating, you get the thunderstorms, especially if you have a frontal system that can really generate some violent weather, which that's what I enjoyed back home. So as far as the migratory birds, that's a good question. I don't see any suspect areas for tropical weather in our region, so it could be another reason for that.
All right. Okay. And the burning question everybody wants to know before we let you go, right? You were saying that heading into the July 4th weekend, you guys at the NWS were planning this like epic barbecue, right? And we know meteorologists know how to party, right? So how was your barbecue?
The barbecue was perfect. I was watching the clouds just to our south. And so southern Guam, they took the brunt of the showers and thunderstorms. And so we're looking down our parking lot towards southern Guam. You could see the dark sky, and it was very overcast to our south. And it was a beautiful mid and upper level overcast over most of Guam. So it kept things cool and temperate. We were out there playing volleyball for quite a while some of the guys were still in ops monitoring the weather down south, but it stayed dry for us. So that was a surprise for us.
All right. What is the preferred July 4th barbecue fare of the NWS? Are you guys just like straight up hot dogs, or do you guys go like ribs and chicken?
It was ribs and chicken. We had baked beans, but it was more meat than beans. So that's one of our IT specialists. He's from Louisiana, has a lot of great Louisiana type food, spicy barbecue, a lot of meat. So.
Oh, nice. Well, hopefully your extended weekend gave you some time to rest, and we'll see you out on the road when you do your running and everything. Burn off those extra calories, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and I look forward to having you here tomorrow for exercise.
Yes, I'll see you then.
See y'all.
All right, have a good one. Okay, so right from that interview, we're going to go into another interview that definitely has bearing on our environment, Chris, because we got a friend of ours right now joining us in the KUM News Zoom room, Farron Tyron. Farron, half a day and good morning. Welcome to the show.